mask. Oop. All right, so today I was just doing some thinking about the real estate market and how much has changed and how quickly it's changed. You know, the price of housing obviously went insane over the past 5 years, appreciating at like 50%, you know, cumulatively from like 2020 to now, which is insane. The average age of a first-time home buyer is right around 40 years old, which is also wild, you know, and obviously in spite of all of that, we still seem to have a shortage of housing just across the board. And that doesn't seem like it's going to be solved anytime soon. So in my head, when I look at this, I think about exactly what it would take to change all of this. And the wild part is there's just no simple answer, right? I guess you would say, like, obviously the simple answer would be to just build more, you know, but even in light of that, you also have the issue of housing, the average price of housing still going up, right? Even while there is this shortage going on and interest rates are still high as they are, it's still going up, right? Which tells you like just how much pent up demand there is. But there doesn't seem to be like any, you know, sort of like nationwide effort to really try and build more, right? Another factor, obviously, are the NIMBYs, right? People who don't want a certain amount of growth happening in their neighborhoods if it winds up devaluing the prices of their houses, you know. Mortgage rates, that's still at like 6+%. We're probably not going to see 2 or 3% again in our lifetimes, which is actually probably a good thing, because then that means the Federal Reserve is not panic buying mortgage-backed securities and letting a bunch of free money in the market. But at the same time, they will likely need to still come down a bit, so the average person, you know, just has a little more purchasing power. And then also on top of that, you have the lock-in rates, right? A lot of people just are not moving because they got the mortgage of a lifetime. And so, yeah, I am very curious just how this is going to turn out, because in my mind, this kind of creates an environment where you will need to have just a certain amount of capital now to our income to be able to participate, right, in housing and be able to eventually get one. And because I just don't see these prices coming down anytime soon or adjusting anytime soon. And so it's kind of weird to say that, especially when housing is such a part of the American dream. But hey, we'll just have to see how things pan out, right? So, peace.